Greetings, this is Dance North and we'll be taking a look at a Game Boy Advance emulator for the Sega Dreamcast. Now this emulator is called gpSPDC. It was originally released as gPSP by the homebrew community as an unofficial way to run Game Boy Advance games on the PlayStation Portable. However, it's been ported to the Sega Dreamcast and we'll take a look at how well it runs and where there's room for improvement. Now we are accessing the emulator via Dream Shell and it is stored on the SD card. However, there are assets that are still on a CDR as the emulator cannot read fully from the SD card. So I created a shortcut for the Game Boy Advance emulator. Let's get into it. I also have a nice splash screen Nintendo promotional art. Let's get into the emulator right away. Now our games are here and we will go to Mario Kart right away. As we can see and hear, the emulator is running the game, however it is struggling, the music is slow, the frame rate is choppy. However, we'll keep going and see how a time trial works. Let's go. We're gonna take Bowser Castle 1 since that track is simple. It should give us the best performance. Right now there's no frame skipping. I will go in the frame skipping menu and we're going to turn this up to 4. So now that it's at 4, it's going to run at 15 frames per second, whereas the original game ran at 60 frames per second. I'm going to change the driver as well because I find the heavyweight is a little... As we can see with the game now running at 15 frames per second, it is not, it is still lagging, it's still giving issues. However, it's much better than having the full 60 frames per second. With the frame skipping, now the game is more playable. We'll approach here. Another thing is that on this emulator, the L and R buttons are inverted. So when I'm thinking of using the mushroom, my instinct is to hit the L button. However, they have reversed it, so it's now R that I need to hit to use the mushroom and L to jump. But right now the game is about 50% the speed of the regular game. Another issue is that due to the sensitivity, sometimes it will use 2 mushrooms instead of just 1. Not the effect that I desire, but it's still impressive to see the Sega Dreamcast, released in 1998, play a system from the next century. So this system from 2001, the Game Boy Advance and Mario Kart. And can we do this in less than a minute and without hitting any walls? Yes, we can. There it is, just to give you an idea of the Game Boy Advance emulator on the Dreamcast. It runs slowly, however it's still great to see that Game Boy Advance games are supported on the Dreamcast. I would not suggest going to Mario GP or Quick Run because there's 7 CPUs as well as the human racer, so with 8 racers it's really a lot on the emulator. It will be even slower. However, I did enjoy trying this out and being able to share it with you. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.